Hi, my name is Manuel, and today we'll talk about rhythm. When we talk about rhythm, we usually refer to the pulse that makes us move when we listen to a song. The foundation of rhythm is pulse, which is this constant beat, right? So, more specifically, is the way we subdivide the beat. So, if we know the common ways that the beat is subdivided, it's going to help us to have a more concrete understanding, and it will be just a matter of putting together the building blocks of rhythm in order for us to be able to understand these longer rhythmic phrases which are part of music. So let's start. Let's start with the most basic one, which is a quarter note. A quarter note is just one note that plays on the beat. If we have a group of 4 beats, then we're going to have 4 quarter notes. That's what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, or ta, 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 ta. That would sound like this. Ta, ta, ta. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just one note per beat. Or ta, 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 ta. It could actually be any syllable. It could be two, 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 or da, 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 da. Anything. Maybe preferably a percussive sounding word. But if you want to refer to what beat you are actually playing, you want to go with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So you say, I'm gonna play the quarter note on measure 4 on beat 4. So you go 4. Then the next one is subdividing the beat in half. In that case, we will have 2 notes. When you have 2 notes in a beat, each of these is called an eighth note. And that name comes from being the half of a quarter note. Half of a quarter is an eighth. So each of these take 50% of the beat. So how you count this? First, this would sound something like this. Ta, 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 ta. With the keyboard. Ta, 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 ta. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and easy enough. The next step would be subdivide the beat in 4. In that case, we have that each of these is 1 beat. Because we're dividing the 8th note in 2, each of these is going to get the name of a 16th note. How does that sound? That sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, ta 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 ta. If we want to refer to specific subdivision in the beat, we use the numbers. In that case, this is one way to do it. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Now, we have to make sure that the beat doesn't change. What change is the subdivision inside the beat. So the snap comes on the 1 and on the 2 and the 3 and on the 4th. That's still fixed. So we want to practice this. It takes some time, but with practice you can just get a grasp of it. It's just 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Those are 16th notes, very common. Now, these are our basic subdivisions, but we can have combinations of 8th and 16th notes inside the beat. The first one, the one that we're going to see next, is this one. we know that an eighth note is the same as 2/16 notes. So what we're doing here is we're taking 2/16 notes and we are just combining them in 1/8 note. Then the last 2/16 notes, we're just going to leave them there. So this is still one beat. And because we have 4 beats, we have this little pattern of subdivided beat 4 times. How does this sound? Well, this sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Equally, we can just flip the pattern. We're gonna have the reverse, rhythmically speaking. So how would that sound? 2/16 at the beginning, followed by 1/8. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. With numbers 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Again, with practice, you will understand. You will start to recognize which is which. It might be confusing at the beginning because this is just the same thing flipped around, but with practice, you're gonna get it. The next one, you can have just 1/16 note at the end of the beat and just one note that takes the first 16th notes, the 3 first 16th notes. So it's basically we're taking this and combine them in one single note. For that, we will have to add a dot, which is replacing that third 16th note. So this is taking 75% of the beat, and this is taking 25% of the beat. And because we have 4 beats, we have the same figure 4 times. How does this sound? This sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. With numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost like this last 16th is like a pickup note into the next one. So you have ta, 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 ta. Okay. The next one would be having the dotted 8th note at the end of, well, not at the end, but as the second note inside the beat. Again, we're replacing the 3/16 notes at the end of the beat for a dotted 8th note, which is again 75% of the beat. So we have 25% of the beat in the beginning, which is a 16th note. How does this sound? And because we have 4, we have 4 of these, which are equivalent to 4 beats. So how does this sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E. Okay. Ta 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 ta. Again, could be confusing having this just flipped around with this, but with practice you start telling the difference by ear. Then we have this one, which is just taking the 2/16 notes from the outside and just keeping them, and then take the 2/16 notes in the middle of the beat and replacing it with 1/8 note. In that case, we have this, and we have 4 again because we have 4 beats. So how does this sound? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. Again, with numbers 1 E, a 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E, a ta-tun, ta-ta-tun, 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 ta ta ta. Well, that last one would be ta 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 ta. Don't forget the last one. Okay, that's when these are subdivisions of the beat when it's divided by an even number, a 2 or a 4. But we can also subdivide, and actually pretty common to subdivide the beat in 3. In that case, we have what it's called triplets. So how does this sound? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. Now on the keyboard, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we have 9 basic common rhythmic figures that we're gonna find in a lot of places, like a lot of places. Summarizing, this is what we have, right? These are the 9 most common rhythmic figures. With this alone, you can play a lot of different melodies and songs. So how do you actually use this? Let's put it in context. So what I have here is just a combination of these little cells, these small figures, but assign them a pitch, not just rhythm. So I'm thinking of the scale of C major here. The scale of C major is just C to C. Well, let me move this. That's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Alright, so what's my thought process behind this? I'm just gonna take this one, the first cell of a quadrant, and I'll just put it there. Then I have beat 2, beat 3, and beat 4. So I have 3 more beats to fill. I don't have to fill in, but I'm just making an example, making a melody for the sake of example. So the next one, I'm using the 2/16 and 8th note. That would be this one, the one in the middle, that one. That would be ta ta ta. Then I have another quarter note, and then I have 2 8th notes on the 4th beat, which is the second square up here. So how this sound rhythmically? Just by looking at it, I can kind of tell how it's gonna sound, at least rhythmically, even if I can't just match my voice to the pitch. Although you are gonna do it with some practice, that's totally possible. But just to stay on the ballpark, then you can just like know the rhythm. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. And then on the next measure, following the same process, I have the same rhythmic pattern: quadrant, then 16th, 8th. Well, and then I have 2 8th, and then a quarter. So it's almost the same thing, but I'm changing the this third beat for 2 8th notes. And then I end with a quarter note. So rhythmically, this would sound something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta ta ta. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. If I play this on the piano, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. And that's how you use these rhythmic figures. Okay, memorize them. You have to associate them with how they actually sound. You can practice this by just mouth them using the numbers here: 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. You're gonna find this over and over and over. At some point, you're just gonna memorize them, even if you don't try. But you have to practice them. Okay, I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.